I had no other option than to put my hands above my head and say, tranquilo, hombres, por favor, calm down.
Good evening, or whatever time it is there. All right, Jason?
All right.
We're back again. What have you been up to this week, Jason?
Not a whole lot, really. Watching a baby, watching a toddler for the last 2 days.
Do you take him out anywhere in the day?
Nah, it's kind of at that age that if you take him out, he kind of, I won't say he freaks out, but it's like, it's just all a bit weird.
Which one freaks out? The little one?
Yeah, the little one. He's a bit of a fritzel baby, like, because he... When he was born, he was like, well, he was only 2 months when the whole COVID thing hit, so he basically...
He's a COVID baby.
He's a COVID baby, yeah. Well, it was after COVID, like, but he basically spent...
He'll be like called Generation COVID.
Yeah, he basically spent his, like, quarter of his life, like, locked down at one stage. Like, it was weird.
I never even considered that. Yeah. That's weird, isn't it? Because normally babies are out and about doing shit and he couldn't do anything.
Exactly. But at the moment, like, I'm not doing a whole lot because we closed down the pub and stuff. But it's pretty cool in a way because I had bonded with Danny during the COVID because he was with me and the baby was with Angel in our mum's house for other reasons. But now I'm kind of spending a lot of time with Johnny. Like, he kind of looks at me now. That before he was a bit, I won't say strange with me.
Who are you?
Yeah, but he was like, kind of looking at me going, anything he wanted, he'd go to his mum. But now he's starting to come to me for things. So, and I even got him to go to sleep today, which is a first as well. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, because I think even though, kids can't go out, but he don't know any different, does he?
Nah, he doesn't give a shit. He thinks his world is the apartment.
Yeah.
When you bring him out, you can see his face is like,
It must be a bit of a shock, yeah.
When he figured out that there's another little toddler about his same age in the door in our neighbour's place. So now every time you bring him to the elevator lobby, he can't talk, like, but he points at the door and he starts shouting at the door.
He's like, there's another little thing in there that looks like
Get
me.
him out! Get him out!
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I haven't had any family business. Oh, I did have me and my family sometimes have a family quiz night.
Oh, yeah. Do you still do that?
On WeChat. We had one the other day, yeah. Mum did a Christmas round. It was just 10 questions.
That's awesome.
And I was
That's actually a very good idea.
I was the joint winner with my little brother, but yeah, we all get on and we all do quiz rounds. So it's good fun. It's good fun.
Awesome.
Other than that, I've just been playing a bit of badminton, trying to lose some of the weight I put on while I was working all the time, and listening to Speed Garage. I've been listening to late 90s, early 2000s Speed Garage. Do you remember our mate Dave?
Yeah.
He'll love this, mate, because he's a big garage fan. Yeah.
What a legend.
So, there's some crap ones. Remember Daniel Bedingfield?
Yeah.
I gotta get through this.
Yeah, he was a bit commercial.
The commercially, well, they were all that release, but there's some cracking Speed Garage tunes, and it's great for riding bicycles. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. 41 years old, just riding a bicycle, listening to Speed Garage.
Nice.
All right, well, so we're going to crack on with the same format. This time, we're sort of twiddling it around again. So I've got the snacks for later, and it's a beaut. Stay tuned. And Jason is going to do Room 101.
Yes, indeed.
Crack on, mate. You seem in a good mood, which is not good for Room 101, but try and channel your inner rage.
I had two. I was pondering two, but one of them I've decided to bench for a while because I reckon I've probably upset our host nation enough by putting old people in there. So the one I was going to put in, I'll leave that till the dust settles.
I mean, we were talking about all old people.
No, but Chinese people like really love their old people, like, so I might be...
That makes us sound really...
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, like, but you know yourself. But anyway, I'll keep it for down the road.
Well, that's one of the things I most love about China, to say that, is the way old people are generally quite active. They're more active.
Yeah, man.
I haven't spent much time in Ireland, but I imagine it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, but you see, because the population is not so high in Ireland, like, you don't really see them out and about as much as you do here. But here it's like, there's gangs of them out, especially in the summer. They're all doing
I really-
Tai Chi or like sword fighting or not, like the grannies with the swords and all that shit. It's mad. Like,
You should see some of the stuff that goes on outside my house. Like,
Yeah.
there's people with swords, whips,
They put
chains.
they
like
put young
this-
people to shame. Like they're out,
yeah.
they're always out exercising. They're there in the morning and they're there in the evening. Like
That's, as I said, that's one of the things I really love. It might be a misguided notion, but sometimes when I think of like an old person in Britain, my image is like sort of someone sat, in front of a 2-bar heater. I'm only laughing because when
there's
Jason
one behind us.
when Jason arrived, I was sat in front of a 2-bar heater, but like
With Borders Originals.
yeah, and kind of just watching like Bruce Forsyth and just going, oh, I wish I had someone to come and see me.
Yeah.
And here they're all out, they're running about. They're having the time of their lives. Aren't they? There's like dancing classes going on out in the square. I love that.
Yeah,
I do love.
No, they're very active. They're very but they all live fairly long as well. So it shows that it's important to keep yourself moving about.
I just wish there was more like, gangs of old people just doing stuff in my country. And again, I haven't lived there for ages. Sometimes I feel like I've got like a negative image. But
the way they have like in some of the compounds here, they have like the exercise equipment that they've put in. Like I noticed the last time I was back in Ireland, they've started to put them in different places. So like, whether people are using them or not, maybe there's just like heroin junkies shooting up on them. Or
so I was going to
something.
say there used to be exercise equipment in the park near my house, and every time I went, it was just gangs of like surly youths drinking cider and smoking Embassy.
What are you
No.
looking at, mate?
Yeah.
I just want to go off the treadmill, please.
That's it. Yeah. Just want to go on the monkey bars, please, son. Right, go on then. So,
I've decided
Room 101.
this one. I kind of went with it as well because I think I might get a bit of resistance off you for this one.
Good,
So
because we
I
always
think-
agree on everything.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure if I will or not, but let's see.
All right.
So basically, it's comment sections, online comment sections.
Oh,
So yeah, so
God.
and my reason is
Got it.
solely because, like, I think before the internet, basically, there was two things if you wanted to say something about somebody, you had two options. One was you say it right to their face, like, I think you're a fucking knob end, or you're wrong, or I don't agree with your point, or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Or the other one was you would say it behind his back and he didn't really know about it. Or maybe he found out about it or she found out about it later.
Yeah.
But I think comment sections have added something that, like, basically you had to either have a pair of balls and fucking go and say it to somebody's face.
Yeah.
Or you were a coward. But now you can be a coward and say whatever you want, basically. And I just like, especially, I think it's just getting worse and worse. If you look at some of them, they're just a cesspool of, basically people that don't have the bottle. Look, I'm guilty, right? I'm not saying that I'm fucking innocent. I throw the odd few comments up here and there as well, because we're all humans, like. But I don't think that you should be able to put something in writing and post it for everybody to see if you're not willing to say it to the person's face.
Or not have to be able to defend it in a way.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. Are you talking about just comment sections on like news articles? Or are you talking about comment sections on photos, on social media?
Everything.
All right, because I will take... Yeah, all right.
Because what I've...
Well, can I interject? Because I know why you've... In a way, I know why maybe you've... Because you know I love comment sections.
Yeah.
Don't you? But I think it's... When I say love, it's more like a sort of morbid fascination. Everyone loves to see someone having a meltdown in public. And that's why I can't understand. I'm not a big poster, you know that. I don't think I've ever posted on a news article. I have commented on people's photos, perhaps from time to time, but
I don't think I've ever seen you comment on it.
Can't be arsed with it.
Yeah.
But I love watching other people fuck up.
Yeah, but I don't mind, like, if somebody innocently posts like something that then gets misinterpreted. I think that just happens. That could happen if you said it to them, right? But what I don't like is these like keyboard warriors, basically, that go and have a whole fucking rant about something, and like, they won't say it to that person's face. They're only doing it and only saying it because they're sitting in their dark room with a keyboard in front of them,
Some snivelly little wretch.
Yeah, and I just...
Yeah.
For me personally, I think the way it should... I didn't care about it before, but it started really with YouTube. I think you could see...
There's some good ones on there. That's a good one.
Like some of the comments, you're like going, Jesus Christ, man. And like what I'm trying to... I reckon they should be kind of stopped, and the reason... Not stopped completely. I have maybe a solution, which I'll mention later. But it's a breeding ground for bullies, right? And like basically a whole like I'd hate to be a teenager now, to be honest with you, because at least before the only time you had to worry about the bullies was like if you were in school and then that little run home, if you were being bullied. But once you were at home, you were safe, right?
True.
But now, like, let's say you post a picture on fucking Facebook or you post a picture on WeChat or whatever else. The bullies can just fucking attack you 24 hours.
It's never ending.
24 hours a day, and
I'm
not saying that I'm bullied, but like I can see how people like you can see some of the things they're saying about people are absolutely atrocious. Well,
I'll say this like the news articles ones I particularly like, but I do hate you know that one of my biggest loves in life was the Yahoo News comment section.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was, but one thing I hated was that they're almost already in Room 101 because Yahoo has stopped their comment section. I remember sending you a message that day. I was devastated because I didn't even really want to read the news articles. I only wanted to read what people were saying at the end. And but what I really hated was the racist anti-immigration, just filth and bile that came out of people's mouths was just sickening. It was sickening. What I just loved was when people just when there was really clever, funny posts. Some of them would make me laugh out loud. That's what I really wanted.
And that's the sad thing about it is like there is a minority of people are fucking it up for everybody else, because a lot of people go, "Oh, good video, mate. Well done. Keep up the good work." Or, "I don't really agree with your point. I think blah blah blah," which I think is also. Look, I'm an advocate for free speech, and I think people should be able to say what they want. But the comments on like, if somebody has gone to the effort to put up a video or a podcast or whatever, if the comments are like, if they're not constructive feedback, I think you should just shut the fuck up, basically, in my eyes. You know what I mean?
What about, I know you said, like, would you get rid of likes?
I think we should get rid of likes for a different reason, because
it's like a drug, isn't it?
It is a drug. I'm addicted to them myself. Everybody's addicted to them, basically. You put up a picture, you get 32 likes.
Who can not love it if 32 people said that was good? Yeah.
But I think that's a little bit different, because you can't really, either you like it or you don't like it, so you're not really going to get that hurt.
That's true, but then it goes the other way, because I've heard, I don't want to be sexist, but I've heard it mainly from girls or women, but they'll come in and say, "Why didn't you like my photo?" Now
that's insecurity.
That's fucking ridiculous.
That is stupid,
because it's like,
if you're going to put up a picture on your social media and your only reason you're doing it for likes, you need to probably have a look at yourself. You know what I mean? Let's be fair about it, because
you need to like yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I put pictures up of my kids or something that I've done that day or whatever. I'm not doing it for likes. I'm doing it in a way. I'm doing it to kind of, because I do think it's a good way to document.
You're proud.
It's a good way to document your life as well. Because I was telling you about my colleague, and I found that the Putin guy. I found no, I'm just waffling, but you can go back and go, "Oh fuck, when did that happen?" And you can see Christmas party 2020 or whatever, and it is a good way to kind of document things, but. The comments are different, because the comments you can actually say something and you can get personal, or you can say something sexist or racist or not. Look, again, I don't really care about that. I just think if you're not willing to say something to somebody's face, then you shouldn't be able to write it down and say it.
All right.
So kind of my what I was thinking the other day, like Twitter is basically a massive comment section. You're probably not that familiar with Twitter.
Never.
Twitter is theoretically it's a decent kind of a thing. You can connect to anybody. You could connect to fucking celebrities and stuff, and like.
Yeah. I know what it is. Yeah, I know what
they're never going to answer you, like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of you might as well be shooting a message off into space there, because So like if you call Donald Trump a fucking dickhead or whatever else, he's not never going to see that, you know. So and
Well, he might.
look,
He loves to.
if you're willing to say it to his face, then fair play to you, right? But my kind of thing, what I was thinking is, you should probably, if you want to leave a comment on somebody's pictures, I reckon that person should be able to should have to approve it first.
Should be able to approve that it goes public.
Yeah, exactly. So I know it doesn't stop, like, people can still say, oh, you're a fat cunt or whatever, right? But at least you have the option to just, you can ignore them and not send anything back, or you can just go, I'm not reading any of these messages anymore. But you have the safeguard of knowing that nobody else sees it either.
Yeah.
And then if you see, Finn sent a comment, I like Finn likes me, you can read it and go, I that's okay, I can accept that. Then they would say, but if you send a comment to a celebrity,
they're not going to read them all, are they?
They're not going to read them anyway. So like, I think people who think that David Beckham is going to read their comment are fucking delusional anyway. So so I don't think it's an issue. I just think, I know that.
Oh, you mean it's just for like, not for a celebrity's not going to care anyway, but for like a personal.
No, of course you could send David Beckham like the comment for approval. He's not going to fucking read it, but maybe he has a team of people who will read it or whatever else. But my point is, before the internet, it wasn't like you were sending David Beckham a fucking letter anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know, maybe some weirdos were, but you didn't have access to these people, and I don't think we should have access to these people either, because 25% of the world are fucking lunatics, like, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I don't know, maybe I'm just a bit of a pussy, but when I read the comment section, I'm like, I read them and I'm like, I can't believe you've written this.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm, even if I was going to send a message that said like, looks like a great day out, nice, I'm still like overthinking it. I think I'm just too paranoid. I think someone's going to see something wrong with it. I might not have thought.
Oh, is he being sarcastic?
I might not have thought about someone else who's reading this who's going to take offence, because it happened to I won't go into too many details, but it happened to my mum. She lost a mate she's been friends with for years over this bollocks. Again, I won't go into details, but there was some posting on a photo, and they don't talk to each other now. How ridiculous is that?
It's ludicrous, like.
How ridiculous is that?
Absolutely ludicrous, because
and that's what I don't want. I don't want any misunderstanding. I'm like, do you know, I'll type a message, and this is like text messages or anything, I'll type the whole message, and then I look at it, and before I press send, I'm like, actually,
that can be read 10 different ways.
It's not even that. I'm like, there's no reason for me to send this. It's not going to make any difference to anyone's life. And then I just delete it, and I don't send it.
Yeah, but you're a good person, and you've got your, you think about other people's feelings and stuff, but most people don't, and it's. I'm
amazed what people will put. Like, you realise this is not like, this it goes down in black and white in like digital print. You realise that?
What people don't even realise is companies are now going into your social media looking what you're doing on it. So it happened to a girl who was she was about to join NASA or something like that. She was. Do you remember the story? And like
a little bit, yeah.
She said something, and some professor said, "Look, I think you should."
Did she have like photos of her in a swimsuit or something?
No, it was basically, she said, "I'm going to join NASA. Go fuck yourselves," or something like that. No, it wasn't 100%. And some
NASA
guy,
were like,
no, but some dude like said, "I think you should, like, if you're joining NASA, I think you should like rein it in." And she went, "Oh, go fuck yourself," or something. Turned out it was like going to be her boss or something like that.
He was right. What is she doing?
Exactly, like,
I don't want someone like that working at NASA.
I don't think, like, I think this is like, I don't see what it adds to the, apart from what you're saying, there is some comedic value in it. Right?
There's a lot of comedic value,
but if you're going, it's a comedic value if you're going in there and it has nothing to do with you, right?
Yeah,
but if
if
it's something that you've written or like put your heart and soul into, and some lad is going, "You're the fat fucking idiot" or whatever, you like.
All right, let's make a decision then. I'll tell you. I think you've split it into two different things, and I think my reaction is to say what you've said about people commenting on personal pictures and Facebook pages. Your idea about that, I'll say totally open comment sections. We should put them into Room 101 or change it. but I can't agree. I can't agree with people posting on news articles.
No, but okay, but for me, they're both the same because let's say, okay, sometimes a news article is about the government fucked up or did something and blah blah blah. We're not actually talking about somebody specific, but 9 times out of 10 it's about somebody. Right?
Well, of course it is, yeah. Of course
so it could be somebody's daughter or somebody's mother, and then they're all going,
Or
Jesus.
For instance, it's the woman we were talking about last week with all the dogs.
Yeah, exactly. It actually happened to somebody we mentioned just earlier. His girlfriend posted something during COVID, and she got attacked by a load of people. And it was taken. What she had said
It was taken way out of
she
context.
did an interview in one language.
I remember that.
Yeah, she did an interview in one language. They decided to translate it, and when they translated it, it was taken completely out of context.
Yeah.
And people were just attacking her online. No, she's a tough girl. She could take it, right? But imagine she wasn't a tough girl. And that was a news article, basically.
I know for a fact that I would hate that. I wouldn't react to that well if I thought it was being destroyed.
And I'm sure,
online.
she said she didn't care. Of course she cares. We're humans. You care. Okay, what I could compromise on is that the comment section is basically hidden, and you have to go in there. You have to go in there on purpose. Not that they're right at the bottom of the article. If
All right,
you know what
I'll
I'm
give
saying.
you that.
So there's a button. Do you want to read the comments? And then it gives a warning going, look, these comments. Some of these comments are going to be rough, man.
All right, I'll give you that.
Do you know what I mean?
I'll definitely give you that. I don't mind pushing a button to read. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Like I said, I love them so much. I've derived such enjoyment from reading the funny ones because there's some funny motherfuckers out there. And
There is.
And,
but then those funny motherfuckers should start a podcast or, start writing a blog or something that we can all enjoy their...
Yeah. All right. Completely public, open comment sections. Read 101.
Get them out.
Unless they've been tweaked. Okay. All right, done. Right, moving on to snacks unknown. It's my choice today. I'm going to give Jason a snack today. We've got 2 things. One of them, basically, I should tell you that if you don't know, in China, barbecue is a massive thing, isn't it? It's a massive.
And it's not like
thing.
Barbecue that we're used to back in the West, where you lob a big steak or burgers.
It's all skewers.
It's all little things on skewers.
Everything's on skewers. They have little sheets of toast. I mean, it's delicious.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
It's absolutely amazing, and they have it like late night on the streets in the summer.
Unfortunately, less and less. It used to, when we came to China first, you walk out of a pub, you didn't need chippers or anything because you just find one of these. You could buy yourself a couple of bottles of beer and sit on the street and eat this barbecue all night long.
Yeah, you sit on they're open till God knows when. You sit on little plastic stools.
Yeah.
They have the big one is yang rochoir, which is little chunks of lamb and fat on a skewer.
Delicious.
So good after a night in the pub.
Yeah.
And they also have onion wrapped up in tofu sheets.
Even the breads, they have this little round bread thing.
Manto, which is steamed bread toasted with spices on it, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And chicken wings and it's just
everything.
So much good
mushrooms,
stuff.
all sorts.
And
of stuff.
that's good, isn't it? Because it's vegetarian.
Yeah, you can bring anybody there,
Yeah, so it is amazing. And you're right. It's a bit of a shame now that there's not so many of them out and about, but you still find them.
Yeah, you can still find them. You just have to kind of get to know one or two of them, and then figure out, where have you gone, mate? Do you know what I mean?
Did I ever tell you the story about there was a barbecue man on my old road between my local pub where I play pool, Jack's. Mm-hmm. Give Jack's a little plug. It's a good pub.
Jackie, best bar in Tangent now, I reckon.
And I used to live at the other end of his road, and between the pub and my house was a barbecue man, and I got his WeChat. So when I left the pub, I don't know how to write any of the things in Chinese really, but I do know how to say a lot of them in Chinese. So I would send him an audio message. And I would listen back to these audio messages, and it's just some drunken fool going. I would literally say things in Chinese. No, I would literally say things in Chinese like, "You know what I like, mate. You know those little brown things." And but to be fair to him, every time I arrived, I'd wander up the road, and it would be almost done. He'd be like, "Hey, it's almost done. Don't worry." He was always doing it. So then one day I did the same thing. I came out of the pub, maybe 2:00 in the morning, and I sent him an audio message, a 1-minute, saying all these things I wanted, and wandered up. When I got there, I was like, "Where is it?" And he was like, "You never sent me a message." And I'm like, "I did." And he's like, you never got it. And at that point, I was a bit drunk, and I was like, oh, well, this is what I want. And then when I woke up the next morning, I just had a message from some random, still don't know who it is. No way, I still don't know who it is. It was just, because you've got so many WeChat contacts that you just forget about. And it was just a message. But the funny thing was, it was in English. So obviously the person was like, this guy's obviously not Chinese. He's making out hardly any sense. And it just said in English, I am not a restaurant. That's all it said. And I honestly still don't know who it was. I just thought I'd push that to the back of my mind and carried on. But so imagine just getting that message at 2 o'clock in the morning, some poor stranger or someone I haven't spoken to for years. Anyway, so tonight we're going to try something, barbecue. I ordered some stuff earlier from a barbecue restaurant. It's just been delivered. Well, it was delivered a little while ago, so it's a bit cold. So I'm about to show Jason. The Chinese name is, if I say this right, is Santan. And that means silkworm.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So
this is what I feared, that this would become a pissing contest. Who can gross the other person.
I'll try and describe. Obviously, they're like little silkworm. I guess you call them silkworm pupa. They're like little cocoon silkworms. There's 3 of them skewered on a stick, and
oh, for God's sake!
there's like some. I mean, you can see some gross, juicy stuff coming out of there, can't you? I mean,
I was praying.
The locals love them.
Do they?
Yeah.
I was fully convinced you were going to, I thought, one of them nearly fell off.
One of them's alive. So, you ready, mate?
Not really, no.
I hope you didn't eat your dinner. I hope it spoils your appetite. So,
I went to this, there's a food street in Beijing, and they have all this, it's such a touristy thing. You can eat scorpions and all this stuff. This is the one thing that I was looking at it going, nah.
To be honest with you, I think I might have tried one of these, but I really don't remember, so I'm as new as you. It's not like
You haven't tried it, have you?
I may have, but I can't remember anything about what they taste like. It's like basically trying a new thing for me as well.
Okay.
So, should we do the nose? I'm going to warn you, mate, even the nose ain't that good. Do you remember the chicken's feet? They smell pretty good, didn't they?
Yeah, I'll take it. Oh, they're proper cold now as well, so they're not...
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad. So, what do they smell like? I guess I'm just going to put the third one in the ashtray. I don't think do you think we're going to have another one? I'll hold it just in case. It might be delicious.
Well, it's got that spicy smell. That
It smells a little bitter, doesn't it? Can you smell bitter? I don't know. It just smells... It doesn't smell like...
Yeah, there's something behind
It doesn't smell like anything I've smelled before.
And I just know this thing is going to shoot into my mouth as well.
It's I mean...
Because there's a bit of the gunky
well,
shit.
let's do the feel.
Yeah.
The feel, it's obviously like a sort of crispy... You can't hear that. But it's like a crispy outer shell. But there's obviously something gooey inside it, isn't there? There's something gooey in there.
Yeah.
Well, silkworm, I guess. I don't know what's in there. So, ready?
Are we just going to pop
At once?
these,
Should we just
pop
do
them
it?
in the mouth and eat them, or take a bite? Or
we can do the whole thing.
I don't know what's going to be worse now, because if you bite this, you're probably going to squeeze whatever's out. I don't know.
Should we just put the whole thing in our mouth and eat it? Do you want to do that? I'll do that if you do it.
If you had said, if I had known it was going to be this bad, I would have drank half that bottle of Glenlivet behind me.
Well, we can't stop now for a Glenlivet. But, or should we break them open first? Do you want to do that?
It kind of expands. He's got
I'm as unsure of you as you about these things. So should we break them open?
Do you know what?
Let's break them open.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
Oh man.
The inside is. Let's take a picture of the inside.
So there is. Is that like a little worm in there?
This probably is.
But there's kind of like a sort of floury inner layer that's yellowish, and there's something in there though. Hang on a minute. Look, that is a little worm. Look. There's a little worm in there. There's a little worm in there. I guess what was I expecting? Of course, there's a little worm in there, but I don't know. Right, ready? Let's do. Come on. Okay, ready? I'm going to put this bit in my mouth. So I'm taking the half of the silkworm pupa in the entire worm. I'm doing the entire worm, tequila style.
I'll go with you then.
All right, mate. 3, 2, 1, go.
I reckon
It's kind of
it's like the yellow kind of stuff that you'll see in the picture is kind of like dodgy scrambled egg. The outer thing is like eating. It's exactly what it looks like. It's like eating plastic or something. But to be honest with you, I reckon if it was hot, it wouldn't be. It's not great.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not gonna lie
But
to
it's
you.
like I thought I was gonna like vomit, but it's.
Yeah. It tastes.
Right.
It's got a weird like. It reminds me of something else, like when you eat the wrong bit of something, like a crab or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it tastes like. Them old man finger things inside a crab.
Yeah. When you're like, oh, that was the wrong bit, so it tastes a bit.
I know. I reckon this is the back bit of it is going to be the better bit, but
I'm not. I don't want to eat anymore.
okay.
Do you? Are you gonna have the whole thing? Go on, I'll be impressed if you do.
Fuck it.
Oh, good lad. Angel will be proud of you.
That bit's better.
Yeah.
It's
Was it
worse.
the worm that was weird? Maybe the worm was a weird bit. Oh,
I don't
I'll
like-
eat it. I'll eat it. I'll eat it.
That bit at the back is definitely easier to eat than the.
It really feels like you're eating what it is, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Like a
But I'll be honest with you.
little bug.
I reckon if it was hot, and I reckon if I was starving hungry, I could probably do them rather than chicken feet, though. There is a twang off it, but I reckon that twang wouldn't be there if they were hot.
Oh, well, this at least tastes like you're getting some kind of nutritional value out of it. Those chicken's feet is like, you might as well gnaw on a door frame. It's just ridiculous.
I don't like the way like you're left with a whole load of shit in your mouth that you just can't. You just know that's going to hurt coming out the next day. Like,
Yeah. I don't think it'd be something I'd go for the next time I'm at barbecue.
no, definitely not.
Oh, the bird's not. Alright.
We didn't do ourselves any favours eating that cold. No, to be honest with you, I reckon if it was hot, probably. If we were, yeah, it's not great, is it?
It's not a good belch. It's not a good belcher. Imagine if you've had a bowl of these and baijiu, and then and then a couple of burps of that. That would be a killer burp combo, I think. But do you want the third one? Do you want the third silkworm?
No, I'm alright.
Are you sure, mate?
Yeah, but no.
I had silkworm peepers for lunch, so if you want one.
Yeah. I'm full.
Now, I do like about the Chinese. They don't waste things like we do. Like we cut a couple of breasts off and wings off, and the rest of it whoosh, out the door. But they'll eat
China probably.
They'll eat the crests and the feet and
Gizzards,
anything they can get their hands on, basically.
Everything. That's good. Like that's the way everybody should do it.
It is good. Yeah, it is good.
Definitely shouldn't be eating the bugs, really, to be honest with you. But look,
why not?
If you like them, you like them.
Why don't you think the bugs are good?
I just don't. I think they taste like,
Oh, just for the taste?
Yeah. They don't. For me, they don't do anything. I suppose if they tasted good, I would have had them. Like
That I may have eaten a silkworm thing before, but now I will remember, and probably won't do it again.
no, definitely not.
Anyway, it's a big thing over here, so we thought we'd try it out. Jason, the onus is on you. The ball's in your court. You have to top that shit next week.
I genuinely thought you were going to come out like I thought.
I feel a little bit nauseous after eating that.
I won't say I think that you're a prude or whatever, but I thought you were going to pull out chicken hearts or something, which
God, no.
I absolutely
They're
love.
good. Yeah, they're good.
I love them to bits. Like I was like, I'm hoping this is a chicken heart, and even
And
when
you probably pretend and go like, oh, bloody hell, chicken hearts.
no,
all right.
I would have went, oh, you fool! You give me
I'm
something
not
I
going to
actually
say
order.
so that's good. They're good, they are. Yeah. So
But actually, even when you pulled it out, it was like, because you pulled them out and I could see it over there, and I was like, oh, actually, they look like chicken hearts. Nice. But then when they came closer, I was like,
well, I'm glad, because the idea is to try strange things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no point. Like
no, but some people would think chicken hearts are strange, right?
I guess, yeah. In England, I guess in England, our tastes are they're a bit reserved, aren't they? People don't eat that.
Funny enough, it's
people
England.
do eat like kidneys and that. And
It's in England where I tried chicken heart for the first time. It was in a Brazilian barbecue place in Manchester that I tried chicken heart and loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is that when they
loved
come
it.
around with massive skewers and just slide shit up?
Amazing.
Yeah, I love those places.
Really good.
Yeah, all right. Okay, well, silkworm pupa done. On to Jason next week. Look forward to it, mate. Or maybe that's not the right word, but I'll anticipate it.
Yeah.
All right, done. Righto. We've washed out our palates with a couple of beers, and we're going to move on to
TikTok review.
Looking forward to it.
Right, so the first one is just, I think this is, this basically would definitely happen to me if I was a little bit hungover, and you'll see.
What, is it someone just ordering McDonald's?
No.
Oh boy.
That would, like...
Was his phone stuck to his back?
I've woken up with so many things stuck to my back, like, you know what I mean?
Really?
You'd be a bit hungover, right? I fucking woke up one
I
day.
think that's happened to me.
Because I'm a larger gentleman.
You must have a really adhesive back.
But in the summer here, I get a bit sweaty at night. And all kind of things could stick to my back. In Ireland, I woke up with a kebab stuck to me at one stage. I don't know how it happened. I went to bed with a kebab one night.
That could be bloody dangerous. Skewer yourself.
But I don't, there's no real point to me showing this video, but it is like, basically sometimes I wake up and there's like, even tonight I had a row with Angel, like, where's my fucking wallet? Okay, it wasn't stuck to my back, but it was in my bag exactly where it should have been. But I am kind of that type of person.
That's amazing. I don't remember ever having anything stuck to my back. I guess, I don't know, yeah. But,
no, but this definitely could happen to you, right? Let's say you fell asleep, you took out your bank card or something, and like you fell asleep on your bank card. It could be stuck to your back, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Normally my bank card's in the taxi. So there's no chance of it fucking sticking to my back. But
at least I guess this man knows, like, next time he loses his keys, maybe have a look at his back.
I can understand how it could happen, because once it's been pressed in there, you can't really feel it anymore. Can you? So,
exactly.
Yeah. What else have you had stuck to your back, mate? Can you remember? I'm so interested.
A lot of food products, cigarettes, fucking...
A lot of food products. You ever had a silkworm pupa on there?
But I'm a fucker for going to bed with like shit with me. Like, it's like, fuck it, I'll just go to bed with that. It'll be alright.
Oh, that's fucking
not in
great.
a sexual way, no, but it's just like, I'll eat me kebab in bed.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I've eaten in bed. Yeah, I guess. I'm sorry. It's just such a funny image. What happens is you get up and you walk into the shower and Angel goes, Jason,
why is there
you've got you've got full English on your back.
Why is there a sausage stuck to your back?
That's fucking amazing. Oh, man.
Oh.
Anyway, so you saw that and that was something that you...
It just made me giggle.
It was personal to you.
Yeah, because I just looked at him and went, I feel for him, because he, like, you can see the panic in his face, like, where's my fucking phone? Somebody's after stealing my phone. And, like, obviously the person taking the video is like, his phone is stuck to his back. So, yeah. Yeah,
that's... I mean, the people are so quick with their phones these days, aren't they? Because I'd have been laughing at that, and then a minute later I would have gone, I should have fucking... I never think to take a video until it's too late. I haven't quite got there yet, but I guess that's the world we live in now.
I love it. I
feel a bit nauseous after the silkworm.
Yeah, I'm still a bit dodgy. It's
just hitting my belly now. My belly's like, what's this? Why isn't it from McDonald's? That's amazing. I'm gonna see if anyone else I know is had
the next one made me giggle so much. It was like, I like when
someone's done that on purpose.
No, but obviously, like, somebody just throws the full bits of bread out, right? This is the danger of, you should break up your bread when you're feeding pigeons, right?
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen to that poor fucker is all his mates are going to attack him later on. They're going to go, look, he's got 2 rings of bread around him.
Well, he's not going to be able to fly home, so I wouldn't worry about it.
No, but, like, there was other fucking pigeons there. They're definitely going to look at him and go, look at this fucker.
You don't think some clever dick has just hollowed out the bread and gone...
No, I reckon he just threw the bread, and the lads were picking away at the middle bit, the soft bit, so it was coming away easy.
And
this lad did it, and it flipped up over his head. And he's like, fuck it, I might as well carry on, right? Although I guess it's a kind of a catch-22 situation for this lad, because he needs them to eat it off him, or he's not going to be flying home.
I'm sure he'll be off pretty soon. I mean, that's another video of someone with food stuck to him. It's a theme this week.
Yeah.
But poor pigeon. Oh, I feel for him as well. He knows You can probably smell it. Can pigeons smell stuff?
Definitely. Oh, I guess so, right? But he definitely knows.
He probably knows there's some bread
Maybe
around.
he's doing it on purpose. Maybe he's going, right, I'm going to walk off over into the corner. I'm going to get as many of these rings. Maybe he can shuffle it off him, and he's just
I'll get as many rings as I can, and I'll wait for it to rain.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think what you're saying is good. I like it's the production with them. I like the tune they chose.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of
That's quite popular on TikTok at the moment. Now everybody's doing this weird dance to this thing. So I've decided to do a section within a section. I'm totally fascinated now by Russians. Basically, I think Russians they're a special breed of humans. I
remember when I could actually watch YouTube, and I remember thinking YouTube was built for Russians.
Yeah. I don't mean this in a bad way or a good way or anything. I'm literally... I think...
The most
most
mental videos are from there.
I think most people kind of behave almost similarly. Russians are just a breed of their own. They're up there in that cold place just doing their own random stuff. The first ones are not really necessarily funny, but they kind of sum up Russians to me. But
I mean, it's
a normal human being, right, would look outside the door and go, definitely not a day for my electric bike, right?
That's what I mean. I think you look out your house, you see that weather, you're in the middle of nowhere, and you're like, what else are we going to do? Let's do it. Let's try it out.
No, but I definitely go, probably should call a taxi or maybe stay home. He's just like, nah, gonna do donuts to work, basically.
Yeah. Do you think he was actually going? I think he just got out and thought, this is going to be amazing.
Maybe he did. But it just shows they're fearless. There was some video during COVID where the caption was Putin's way of keeping people at home. Obviously, it wasn't Putin's way, but it was basically just a lion had escaped from a zoo, and he's just walking down the main street. Do
you know that happened in Chester once? My mum told me when I was maybe I wasn't born, but
fucking hell.
My mum told because Chester's quite famous for its zoo, and now I'm sure this is true. Doesn't sound like the kind of thing my mum would make up, but it was in the newspaper and everything. That an elephant escaped, and it was just barging up and down. I think it's the A56. I can't remember the road that goes to the zoo. Just imagine you driving to work. I think it was in the late 70s or early 80s or something. It's just fucking elephant goes. It's a sad story because obviously they had to kill it.
Shit.
Well, they had to kill it. It was going mental up and down a residential area.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so they should have kept a better eye on it, but because I know the road, and I just could picture you're just driving along, and then I mean, the elephant must have been shitting himself. He's never been out of Chester Zoo. All of a sudden, he's in Hull in Chester,
looking for the fucking Greggs.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been what the fuck is going on on a dual carriageway, just going, what is happening? But yeah, so sad story, but must have been an amazing sight. But all right, we got any more?
We got a few more Russians. This again, not particularly funny, but just kind of sums them up as a group of people.
Sick Russia! Ice cream! Welcome to Russia!
No, they're so him. Just if he was standing out on the beach and he took a bite like that out of an ice cream in 32 degrees, that's already making me feel cold.
Yeah.
But he's in a fucking lake, a frozen lake, and it's just... They're just a different breed of human.
It was a bit too hot for him, so he needed a quick ice cream. Yeah.
And then this one, this really sums them up. So the first few are not Russians, obviously. Such a thing.
How do you know that was a Russian?
No, because basically the title was it was USA, and then Russia.
Oh, right.
It changed at the bottom there. So that's Russians for this week.
I wonder if that was the same guy that jumped out the lake. He jumped out the lake, finished his ice cream, and then chinned a news reporter. Maybe.
Could have been.
Good. They were good, mate. I liked them.
And then the last one is going to also, I think, because I'm starting to find a lot of them, I'm going to do close calls as well. So last week we had the one with the lad nearly lost his finger.
I was still thinking about the guy on the trampoline.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a close call. That happened, right? We didn't get to see it. Yeah. So this is in a Chinese kitchen, obviously. So last week we had a lad nearly lost his finger. This lad nearly fried his plums.
Yeah.
That looked real dodgy, like.
Yeah.
He's lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Just a shoddy.
Even after that video, like, what the hell happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hope somebody had the sense to shut off the gas.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's that TikTok review for this week.
Good TikTok reviews. I think, the Russians deserve a special mention.
They do.
TikTok, they took over YouTube and they've carried it on.
They're going to take over TikTok.
I'd like to meet the guy. I'd like maybe one day if people do start to listen, maybe we could interview the ice cream guy. That'd be awesome. All right. Yeah. Cheers.
Cool.
TikTok done.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So next is the current affairs section. We've tackled a few.
Big topics,
haven't we?
Yes.
We've
delivery drivers and pets.
I still feel very strongly about delivery drivers. I met an amazing one tonight. He was just friendly, and it's a hard job. And for him to come out the elevator and be like, "Hey, mate, here's your food, nice one.
Here's your what were they? Silkworms."
Well, no, this was the one before when I ordered some food before. The silkworm guy didn't say anything.
Do you ever think that? Do you think that they judge us sometimes? Like, oh God, that guy's eating fucking too many Big Macs or whatever.
I know for a fact that the guy who delivers me Big Macs is like probably worried about me. Every time. Now, when he calls me, it's not like, "Hi, it's Ulama. Can you?" He's just like, "Oh, mate, I'm here."
All right, Finn.
Yeah, he doesn't. It's no official thing anymore. It's just like he just rings and he's like, "You all right, mate?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can you do your thing?" I'm like, "Yeah."
One of these days he's going to turn up with a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, some kind of like healthy eating plan and go. Or turn up, he'll come with like all McDonald's stuff and they're like, "This is an intervention. We haven't brought you Big Macs.
We appreciate your business, however."
Yeah, we're worried about you. But yeah, he's a good old guy. It's always the same dude, so.
No, but even though, like, before, to be honest with you, before we did that article, I used to cycle here and I used to get, like, a bit pissed off at some of these guys because they're, like, cutting across you and they're fucking running through red lights. But now I can kind of get it, you know what I mean? They're trying to make a livelihood for themselves and...
Well,
I think maybe we discussed on it before, but, like, the elevator systems here and stuff...
I've put the phone on the beer I'm drinking.
Just like it.
So I can't drink my beer. But yeah, no, and like what you said is right. The like I had another mate who was I was whinging about the like delivery drivers nearly killing me and stuff, and then he was like, "I always give delivery drivers a sort of stay of execution because time's money."
Yeah.
They've got somewhere to go. So and I have become a little bit more. When they nearly take your fucking arm off when they're going past you, it's a bit hard to...
I let it go now. Like, a woman nearly blew me off the bike earlier, and then I seen she had, like, the Ulama jacket on her, and I was like, she's trying to make a fucking living, you know? Yeah. And, like, the sad thing is, the driving part is within her control, right? It's when she gets to the apartment, and then she's trying to call somebody... And normally the lifts don't work and blah blah blah, and it's just a nightmare. It's a total nightmare for them. So
anyway, we've done delivery jobs, haven't we? So so today I've got a couple of stories. One that's like just fucking mental, and it's from our old friends. Should we even say the name? We already did.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Panda Guides. I'm fascinated by their news content. It's all the stories from around the world that probably don't get any play in any other media institution.
When I assume there's an editor there, right? And when the I don't know what you call them, journalists or whatever come into the room, he's like, not morbid enough. As
I feel like the journalists go home and they're like, how can we like, you know, just flip his top tomorrow. You know, what could we find? You know what I mean? Anyway, so I'll tell Jason what I read about. This was about. It's not really a laughing matter because someone did die, but this woman in Colombia, I've forgotten her name now, but she went viral. To use the parlance of our times, Big Lebowski quote, because she posted a video of herself and photos with a white barn owl, beautiful animals, and she decapitated it.
Why?
Live online. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
It doesn't give any.
Was it alive? Like,
yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. It doesn't give any reason. It said in the article that she was since the video happened, she'd been under investigation for like animal cruelty or something like this. But last week, I guess, again, I don't even know if it's related, but she was gunned down in a motorcycle drive-by right outside her house. Some guy shot at her 6 times from a motorbike.
Related to what she did, or
again,
just
I don't know.
random?
It was just presented as 2 separate stories, but I'm just wondering because she had become quite famous, and it seems a little coincidental that she was gunned down after
not going to lie, right?
Slicing the head off an owl. I don't know if it's got. Maybe it's got something else. I've no idea. But this girl is. She's only 21.
Whether it is or not, it's probably karma, right? Knocking on her door, going, "All right, love." Because I
don't want anyone to die, including a fucking owl.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
like, if it was a chicken and she ate it afterwards, you kind of go, "All right, fair enough. She's doing it for her tea," like, but. Like, she's hardly going to eat the owl, like, is she?
Again, like I said, I mean, of course, I wouldn't wish anyone dead, and
no.
It's terrible that she was killed, but like, it wasn't really the death of her; it was what she did that was. I mean, the headline, some of the headlines you read on this site.
Yeah, you're afraid to go further because they're just. So vivid.
When you read a headline that says like. Girl who decapitated owl in live stream is gunned down in motorcycle drive. How can you not read further? You have to read further, don't you?
Yeah.
But what's wrong with people? Why would somebody do that? An owl.
There's so many. Yeah, I don't even know where to start here.
Owls are amazing. I'm not like a bleeding heart. Ooh, animal.
Nah, but owls, like, I've only seen one owl up close and personal, and like it was a. Almost like an out of body experience. I was lost in the forest in Germany, and one landed in front of me, and it fucking
serious.
Yeah, it was. We lived in we were doing a project down in Germany, and it was out in the middle of nowhere, and there was a forest behind our hotel, and I decided to go for a walk one day, and I kind of 20 minutes into the forest kind of started realizing.
What were you doing in the forest?
It was behind the hotel. I just went for a walk, like, because it was a Sunday. I had nothing else to do.
You're looking for your phone, but it was stuck to your back.
I'm a fucker. I never will turn back. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not turning back. I'm going to find another way.
I'm a bit.
And then like 40 minutes, 50 minutes in, I started to panic a bit because like I was like, and I was still like, no, I'm not going to. I was trying to do basically a big circle around. And the first thing I came across was a deer, it was like a stag.
What the fuck, man?
No, but
this is a great story.
Wild boars and everything, like, but this deer was just like staring at me. I was like, oh fucking hell, that's cool. And then I kept walking, and then I kind of had this sense that I was on the right track. And next thing, this owl just landed in front of me, and I didn't even think they were like around during the day. And he was pretty big, like he was like at least a meter high, I would say.
No way.
He was like at least, maybe 80 centimeters. He was about that big, like, basically. And he just like, the way they can like pop their head around, he just looked at me and then flew off, and I was like fucking blown away. Like,
that was amazing. I would love to see that.
And the hotel itself had like 2 of them, but they were in like captivity, but they were like a lot smaller. But to see one in the wild...
What colour was it?
It's kind of like browny, like woody kind of colour.
Like a tawny owl, maybe.
Yeah, he was pretty big though. He was... Whatever, maybe in my imagination made him bigger than what it was, but He was like
He had human hands.
he had a radio. He was listening to fucking Snoop Dogg. No, but he was. I wasn't on anything. But he was about 10 meters away, and he looked big, so he must have been big. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like he was, here right in front of my face, and I was like, oh, he looks big.
I just love this story. It sounds like you're just wandering through Narnia.
Oh man, I kind of do that. I do that sometimes. Even most cities, I like to start walking around the place, and I actually enjoy getting lost a little bit.
Yeah, of
because
course.
it's a bit exciting. Like
It's hard to get lost these days with GPS and all that rubbish. But when was this?
That was it's probably about 10 years ago.
That's when you could really get lost. Still.
Yeah, but I don't think I had a phone. I had a phone in Ireland, but you didn't bring your phone to another country then because the roaming fees would kill you, and they were bricks, right? You didn't really go on the internet and things like that.
I mean, that's like that. I'm jealous as fuck. I would love to go walking in a forest and come across a stag and then an owl and then go.
Yeah, it was amazing. But like
even
when we were driving to work, like you'd see like I don't know what a group of wild pigs are. I don't know. But you'd see them like running across the road. There was deer everywhere. I loved it, man. It was really, really great.
Well, to me, this is just more and more. I don't know what goes through your mind if you. For a start, you shouldn't even have you shouldn't have even captured an owl. What's wrong with you? Yeah. And then your first thought is to
cut his fucking head off.
Live stream you decapitating it. I'm like,
Clearly, she must have mental issues because why would you do that to like?
I just want to say, because we are talking about someone who's been recently killed.
No, again, I'm not condoning her death or anything.
I can't imagine, what a family are going through. I've never, been in, had someone I know who's been murdered. That's terrible. That's not the way to react to this if that's that's what it's for. But the thing about, what kind of reaction was she expecting from the internet community? I mean, I know it's mad, isn't it?
But was it another case of this don't fuck with cats thing where she was just trying to get famous from shock value or something?
That's a mental fucking documentary as well.
Yeah, that's a bit mad. But
well, all right. Well, anyway, I just wanted to. It shocked me. Both things shocked me. Obviously the murder and the decapitation of just a beautiful animal as well. Like I don't want to categorize animals, but I'll eat a silkworm. Yeah. Or a burger, but an owl is just something.
They're always
mystical, magical animal. You know what I mean?
I heard there's not much eating in them anyway as well. Like so, it's totally pointless. But
yeah, you need at least 3, don't you?
But also they're always kind of like the wise. You know what I mean? They always have like a set of spectacles on, not in reality, but in our fairy tale books. So I think they've been kind of programmed like...
They have a brilliant collective now, and you were just out wondering, saying, what do you call a group of pigs? Do you know what you call a group of owls?
No.
A parliament of owls.
Oh, very fancy.
Brilliant name for owls. But isn't it perfect?
Yeah.
You just imagine them kind of sat there going, making decisions.
Yeah. And I bet you they do, like. I bet you in the animal world, they're, like, making decisions, like.
Yeah, they're running the shit. Anyway, so the other news story was a bit more light-hearted than that, but that just shocked me so much I thought I'd mention it. But the other one was I've just been following, not like really closely, but I've been following it. But China's Chang'e mission to the moon.
Oh yeah.
Have you read?
I haven't seen much of it, to be honest with you.
I mean, it's I'm fascinated by what we can do. Yeah. And China have nailed it this time, and they did an amazing thing.
What's the gist of the story? They basically sent up
Yeah, they wanted to collect them. It was I think it's the first craft to land on the moon since 1976, I believe, if I remember.
So it's the first craft, basically.
Well, that's something else. But I mean, it wasn't manned, but I don't know if you know. Do you know the story of Chang'e? That's what they called the rocket. Chang'e is for the myth or the story behind the Moon Festival. Okay. Why everyone looks at the moon. Chang'e was, I won't go into it, but it was like a romantic story between her and this other dude, Hoi, I think, and apparently she lives on the moon. Okay. So they called the rocket Chang'e. Oh, cool. They called the because that was the main big rocket. I mean, this thing is a beast. It's like 14 stories high or something. Just a behemoth of a man-made machine. That's why I love it. Just what we can make. You know what I mean? And that it was in 5 parts, and I think all the parts had great names. I can't the lunar module that actually, because they sent obviously this thing, and then things would break off, and they sent it to. And then as it was orbiting the moon, they had another thing which broke off to land on the moon. That was called something great as well, something from like Chinese history, but that escapes me now. But it landed on the moon. It scooped up like 2 kilograms of
dust,
moon rock and stuff, and it put it in its little box, and then it took off again from the moon, all remote control, automatically controlled. I just think it's amazing. Went back up to the thing that was orbiting around the moon, and then came all the way back to the Earth. And it didn't just like crash into the sea. China landed it in Mongolia.
Fucking hell.
Do you know what I mean? It's like...
You always know a country's doing well if they're fucking around up in the moon. Like, don't you? I mean,
they just, I just think it's amazing that they can do that. Not just... not just going, it's coming back to Earth, let's find it. They're just like, they were like, no, we know where it's going to land. Yeah. We just take it there through a series of complicated remote manoeuvres. And now they've, they're going to have a look at like moon rocks, which
crazy.
Again, I think is, I love that shit. And I was just, well done, China. Did a great job there.
Yeah.
And I was fascinated by the whole thing. It's been going on for like the last couple of months at least the big arrival on the moon. But last weekend, not last weekend, but during Thanksgiving, there was a full moon, and I was looking at the moon, and I just stood there in amazement thinking, I'm looking at the moon, and there's literally a man-made craft on it right now, just digging away and getting rocks.
Finn did text this to me the other night, and I did kind of look at the text, because I wasn't really aware that this was going on. I looked at the text and went... Finn's out tonight, I reckon.
What's he talking about?
Finn's and Jacks, and he's fucking hammered.
But I don't know, other people might find it amazing. But I find it amazing to actually look at the place. It's so far away, and we look at it every night, almost. But that night, I know that there was a thing on it that we sent there, and there was something going around it, and there was something on it, and I'm looking at,
That's cool. It is
not
cool.
saying that you can see it, but I'm just like, I know it's there.
It's cool.
So I'm looking at the moon in a different way tonight. So that was amazing, and way more interesting to read about than decapitating bird life. Mm-hmm. So that was the other news story. Congratulations to China. I know it's just landed.
That's awesome.
Exactly where they wanted it.
That's
They've
awesome.
gone and got it. It's all fine. The chairman's given them the go ahead and said you've done a great thing, which they have. I think that's an amazing thing to accomplish in my opinion.
It is.
Yeah.
Even though when ye folks hear this, it'll probably be history, but
yeah, we'll probably colonise the moon by the time this comes out.
By the time me and Finn get our shit together,
yeah. But we're trying to.
We'll be living up there.
Me and Jason still have a phone on a can of beer, just to put it into context. So. But yeah, I thought it was an amazing thing. I wanted to mention that because I've been reading about that story
it's a good story.
for a long time.
Yeah, because there's too much negative stuff as well in the media. Like that's a good positive story.
It's best to I'd rather like I said, you can get bogged down with
COVID and fucking
and just human filth and all this stuff that's going on. And sometimes it's nice to see this is what humans can do when
we put our mind to it.
Exactly. When you put all your your heads together and use all the technological know-how you've got. I just wish we could spend more time doing that than just beheading owls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really do. So anyway, that was a good thing.
No, it's a good story. It's a good story.
So that's current affairs really. We won't bang on too long, but 2 news stories from the opposite ends of the spectrum, really.
Yeah.
I noticed that Panda Guys didn't. I don't think. Well, they might have put up a couple of news stories about.
There was not enough death.
About the Chonburi 5
The editor was like,
mission.
"Did anybody die?" And they're like, "No." Did anyone get raped? No. Did anyone get cancer off the rocks? No.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Nah, we're not gonna run that story."
The editor called it. Gone.
They're out.
We need to change the front page.
I can imagine that office is the most I just have this vision of this like evil troll is the editor, and there's like all these like nice, enthusiastic journalists that are running around going,
I've got a story about a baby rabbit.
did it die? No, get the fuck out of my
He's
office.
like, has the rabbit got cancer? No. Oh, fuck it. But again, I do hope we can interview old matey boy from the ice river with the ice cream. But one day, I wouldn't mind having a word with the
panda guides.
Just see what his MO is. See what his what did you hope to do with this? I'm not having a go because I read it every day. I've just told you I read every article and every post.
Yeah.
I know you don't. I know we've put comment sections into Room 101, but I do read the
I'll be
post.
honest with you, that's why I put comment sections on it today. Was I tried to comment on it on a different article related to some old man that decided to
just give up on life.
Give up on life and crawl
Bury
into his own
himself.
grave. But I kind of put in the comment section, another feel-good story by Panda Guides, and they didn't publish it because here the comments have to be approved. I don't think it's run by Chinese, but
That's basically what you wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, but
And
then
it's bitten you in the arse.
But then there's other comments that are there that are way worse than what I said. I just said something negative against the.
Like I said,
source
all I know is I'm glad you introduced me to that news source because it's an interesting news source, and
it's interesting. I find it interesting the reaction I get off it. Like me and you kind of read it almost for comedy value in a way, right? And also it's like, but some
it's
of
not
my
comedy
Chinese
value. It's like
some of my Chinese friends have said to me
value,
like,
kind of thing.
"What the hell is like? Why are they so negative about everything?"
Yeah.
Now I know some of the Chinese news can be a little bit too positive about everything, which kind of comes across as fake as well. But what's wrong with like get a balance? You know what I mean? Like have 3 negative, 3 positive stories. It doesn't all have to be, people fucking cutting owls' heads off.
Yeah, I don't want you to like treat us like children. We obviously need to know some stuff that's going on. But
get the balance right. Like
I just
imagine that was your only news source. You wouldn't leave your house ever again. Like.
Yeah, I just think it's a positive influence on humanity to tell us when we've landed shit on the moon.
Yeah.
Or when we've created like an electric bus that cars can go underneath and can go around corners by itself or something. You know what I mean? That's an amazing thing that people do. People do some fucked up shit, but they also do some
good
amazing
shit.
stuff.
Yeah.
They really do. So we should be, we should be proud to be human beings.
Yeah.
And I think the more of this that you promote, maybe the less people will think of doing this fucking fucked up shit that they sent to. And the internet's got a lot to do with that because now you can get just publicity in an instant. It's just opened the door to all manner of sickos.
Well, see, the problem with and I think it's always been a problem even before the internet was that people are not really that interested in a feel good story or they want to hear about death and trains crashing into bulls and they want to hear about that stuff. But I think that like the news outlets have a duty to kind of balance it, like that.
I agree, yeah.
I really seen it during COVID. Like I deleted a lot of the media sources that I had because it was because we were locked in apartments, right? And people are still locked in apartments now all over the world, and you only have the news to rely on to get the information from outside. And if it's all fucking negative doom and gloom, people are going to get depressed. People are going to, get upset and stressed out. And throw a fucking few feel-good stories in there just to, like,
I totally agree.
It doesn't all have to be negative. Okay, the world is going through a tough period, but there's, like you said, China landed something on the moon. I'm sure there's, like, people doing great stuff for charities out there and things like that. And we've come up with fantastic... how we're beating the virus and stuff like that. Give some positivity back so people have fucking hope,
Well, I think, the media, has an enormous influence on people, especially during COVID, where everyone's just glued to their monitors. And that's the only way you get any contact with the world in some countries. We've done very well over here, haven't we, really? Because it's under control, really. And So why not use that
But I think
power for good?
Yeah, but
why not use it for good?
But I think they do have a responsibility, and they know they have a responsibility to also like, look, it's not all that bad, lads. Look, okay, yeah, there's lots of people died, there's lots of people getting infected, blah blah blah. However, we've done this and we've done this and we've done this. You know what I mean? Let's not just focus on the negative. Everything. Even when somebody dies, even when my pub got shut down, there's a positive to everything. Like you learn lessons from negative stuff and blah blah blah. Let's not let it all get to us. You know.
Let's have a bit more love in the world. Yeah.
I'm not saying that we should be all going around saying that everything's okay, but not everything is bad either. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, that's current affairs, I reckon. I guess the message is increase the love.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Okay, that's us done for this podcast. I enjoyed myself immensely, as I always do. Hope you did. And it's just always good to have a chat. Mate, Jason.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I didn't want this one to end, to be honest with you.
This was a good one. I like this one.
Yeah. So if you do like our podcast, we would appreciate if you maybe subscribe to our channel and maybe hit the like button. And even though I don't like the comments, maybe leave some comments below of suggestions. Maybe there's a story you would like to talk about, or, you know, maybe there's a section of this podcast that you don't like or something. Let us know.
I was thinking that if there's no comments, then we don't know anything.
Yeah, that's how we're going to get. No, but I was also thinking that we'll probably put a link to an email address that we'll set up, that if you have any suggestions or you want to talk to us, or because we are kind of in the future thinking about maybe bringing somebody on that we'll have a chat with, or you could send us a letter of something that you'd like us to discuss or something.
It's also, I think it's definitely a possibility that we're gonna like change around some sections, maybe take.
And
some
we're
out,
open for
add
suggestions,
a few in,
like yeah. I mean, if there's something that's just not working, I mean, we think everything works because, you know, we're enjoying it and blah blah blah, but maybe it just doesn't work, and we'd appreciate that feedback, you know.
Absolutely. So yeah, and like I said, we didn't completely put the comments section into Room 101, so you're still good.
No, but just because it's in Room 101 doesn't mean that it actually is a reality, because I'm pretty sure I seen some old people walking outside there when I came in as well. So it's just,
and Jeff Dunham's still knocking about doing his thing. He didn't get the memo. But,
so just because we didn't, I mean, the comment sections are here to stay. There's nothing I can say that's going to change that. But it's leave a comment and tell us what you think. Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're drinking Glenlivet 12, aren't we, mate?
Yep, it's fucking good.
Jason's brought it around. It's delicious. Cheers.
You're welcome.
And here's to another podcast. Look forward to your comments and possible subscriptions. Is that the right
subscriptions? Yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone. See you later.
Good night. Good night.
Take care.